Moore. What's going on? Richard is going to play with his fireworks tonight, you guys. Richard is going to play with his fireworks. I spent a couple hours setting everything up so I could actually light fireworks off instead of just boring all of you and watching me build. But I am going to build also. So it was nice that somebody was actually waiting for me. Kaylee Moore, how you doing, man? So, without further ado, I'll tell you what my plans are. I'm going to wait till a couple more people hop online. Green Funny! Yo, man! I got plans, Green. I prepared some fireworks, and I'm going to light some off. Well, I'm glad you're eating. I ate dinner already. But as soon as it gets a little darker or a little later, I'm going to walk you guys through how to make fireworks, but I'm also going to set some off. I'm going to just wait till a couple more. Maybe I'll start building a couple. Well, I made some yesterday, yes, but I prepared several more in order to put on more of like a display than actually me working. But it's going to be a combination. It's going to be, I'm going to show you guys how to build a rocket or something, and then I'm going to light several things off. Several things like this here. I'm going to show you how to make that's called a Saxon. I'm going to show you guys how to make a Saxon. I'll get into a little bit more details later. I'm going to set off a mine or two. These are called mines. This is called a tourbillon. Even if this fails, it'll fail spectacularly. And I got a feeling this one's going to fail. But when you have fireworks, even fails are fun. I've got a couple rockets I'm going to make. I'll do the volcano maybe tonight. We'll do the volcano. I'm going to light one pinwheel off right away. But then we're going to make another one. So Richard tried to have everything ready for you guys tonight, man. I'm trying to be prepared. I'm new at this. I kind of stink at it. But as soon as a few more people are aboard, we're going to get the show underway. So here's what I got set up out back. This is what I'm going to screw the pinwheels and Saxons onto, right? I'm even going to screw one onto this ladder. Yeah, man. I'll probably shoot the rockets out of this little mortar tube here. I plan on shooting at least 2 rockets. One of them has a bang, but I might have to save that one for last because I always get yelled at for bangs. But just for giggles, let's watch some of my powder. Some of this powder that I whipped up for you guys. Check this out. This is just powder. That's all this is. Wee! Woohoo! Ha ha! Homemade black powder, my man. Homemade black powder. Let's do it again. Let's do another one. Whee! I think this one's going to be faster. Oh, that was the one with the sparks. CJA Pyro. Yo, yo, yo. I'm trying to plan a show for you guys, man. I'm going to try to do a little bit more actually setting off than building, but it is going to be a lot of building. I prepped all this stuff. Mr. Pyro, SGA, here's a couple of mines. This is called a tourbillon. Even if this tourbillon fails, it'll be spectacular. Even when fireworks fail, they're spectacular, my man. And I don't know. I guess we'll whip up one rocket real quick. Let's whip up a rocket real quick. Now, let's light a rocket off. Let's start off by lighting off a rocket. What do you say? I say we light one off right now. Without further ado, you guys, I promised you a show tonight, and I'm going to deliver. And like I said, even if these fireworks fail, even fails are spectacular. So here we go. I want that to go a little more straight up. Yeah, that should be good. Here we go, you guys, man. A rocket. Homemade rocket. Right through the trees. Woohoo! SGA, I'm a pyro. I'm a pyrotechnician and I'm proud of it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Did you see the tail on that? That was sponge titanium. That's why it was so sparky. Sparky. So let's build a rocket real quick while we're at it. Let's just whip another one out, man, while we're at it. Bim, bam, boom. Let's whip a rocket out, man. So the first thing I'm going to need is a tube. And here's a tube. I roll these at craft paper. Ooh, that's a tight fit, but we'll make it work. We shall make it work. So then we put a piece of tape to cover one end of the tube. Okay. Piece of tape like so. And then we add a little bit of kitty litter. So we're going to make a nozzle. You guys remember all this, right? It's nothing new. Make a nozzle. Okay. Get my wooden mallet. Can you guys see this? No, I gotta lower the phone a little. Okay, we're gonna start ramming nozzles right about now. Okay, since the tube's tight, I'm going to need a pair of channel locks to get that piece of aluminum out. And let's start adding fuel, man. Let's start adding the fuel. And I'll whip this rocket out in 5 minutes for you guys. 5 minutes, I'll whip this sucker out. Gonna whip this rocket out in 5 minutes. And then as soon as it gets dark, I'll light off the pinwheels. And I'm gonna make a couple different kind of pinwheels tonight. Not just one, but a couple. And you'll see, I'll explain as I move forward. I will explain as I move forward. Get some of that kitty litter out. You know, I don't want the kitty litter in my rocket fuel. Can't have kitty litter in the fuel. Got to be more neat. I'm so excited and I'm rushing it and I shouldn't. But that's all right, man. Yes, sirree, Bob. Fastest rocket in the West by Stale Shady. I don't really count the wax. I just get a feel for it. What some people like to say, 10, 15 medium whacks is a good rule of thumb. Hits with the hammer when I say the word whack. That's what I'm trying to convey. But man, let's moving right along here, you guys. Moving right along. Moving right along. I try to space it out to around 10 increments. That's a good rule of thumb. 10 increments. Can't do it all at once. I told you guys before that. If you try to do it all at once, the rocket won't work. It'll fail. And we don't want to fail. We always want our rockets to perform. Yes, we do. Yay! I'm so excited I'm dropping everything. I can't help it. I get excited when it comes to pyro. Just ask the other pyro that's watching right now. He'll tell you. Fireworks are fun, man. It's a fun thing to do. Love fireworks. Always did ever since I was a little kid. I used to drive. I lived in Philadelphia and drove 8 hours down to South Carolina because they weren't legal in Pennsylvania back in the day. Figures by the time I became an adult, then they finally legalized them in Pennsylvania. But nothing's better than the homemade stuff. The homemade stuff's the best. You could add your own little things to it. Your own little special effects. Couple more increments. We'll drill the nozzle out. We'll put a fuse in it. We'll slap a stick on it, and we'll light another one off, man. You guys game? Are you feeling me tonight? Are you as happy as I am? Today's the first day of summer, you know. And it's starting to feel like it, too. Went up to like 80 around here. We haven't had an 80-degree day since I can remember. Any questions? Nah, looks one thing. Everything looks copacetic so far, you guys. Yeah. Everything looking good, man. It's all good. 1 or 2 more increments. I'll put a bulkhead on there. And away we go. One more increment. I'll put the bulkhead in. I'll explain what the bulkhead is for anybody who doesn't know as I do it. A bulkhead is another solid chunk here, because if you don't put a bulkhead in, the rocket could explode. And a bulkhead, you need a bulkhead. You just need one. Either you have to ram it with clay, or you could use hot glue. But a bulkhead is necessary. There's the bulkhead. I'm going to drill that out for the nozzle. Oh, here's something I learned. The last time I was drilling, the handle was in the way. So I'm going to make it so you guys can see the actual bit this time. Because before that handle was in the way, but now let me see. Yes, you can see it now. So here we go. We're going to drill out the nozzle as soon as I pick up some of my goodies. I'm going to drill out the nozzle, and what we're doing is we're creating a small vent hole so the thrust can accelerate out super fast. That's why how the rocket flies, because the thrust accelerates super fast through this bulkhead I'm about to create. And you see the kitty litter, you see the white, but then as soon as you hit the black, you know that you're into the fuel. So I see black, so I know I'm into the fuel now. So let's cut a little piece of fuse over here. I'll cut the fuse right here. Let's cut a little piece of fuse. Just want to straighten up a little bit for when I make the next one. I know where everything, I can just grab it right away. Okay, that's good enough. Let's cut a piece of fuse. Yo, yo, yo. I'm in such a good mood tonight, man. I'm in such a good mood. I cleaned the whole lake single-handedly today. I picked up all the goose poop. And nobody asked me to do that. I do that because I want the rest of the world to have a beautiful lake to walk on. That fuse is too loose. Now, there's a couple ways to circumvent that. You could wedge something in there, but the easiest way to get around that is just put a little piece of tape on there to hold the fuse. Okay, now I'm going to tape a stick to this. And where I get my sticks, there's this cattail weed. Kaylee, yo, yo, yo. I'm so glad you're here, Kaylee. You were waiting in the waiting room. I saw your name in there. I appreciate it, Kaylee. Nobody else, maybe Green waited in the waiting room for me. But all right, we're going to tape a stick to this. So here's a stick. I get my sticks from, there's this weed that grows down the lake. It's called cattail. You guys know what cattail is, right? So and I pick the cattail, and sometimes I'll split the cattail into several pieces, but that's where I get my sticks. The reason why I use the cattail is because it's really straight and it's very light. Very super, because the lighter things are, the better things fly. So no more talking, taping. No talking, taping. So here's tape. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. All right, man. Let's stick her in the launch thing, and we'll shoot her off. We'll do another one, you guys. You guys. Let me switch to the front camera. Okay. Yes, yes. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fuse up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Here we go with another rocket. Kaylee and Green Funny. And let me see who else. A couple other folks are in there. Yo, yo, yo. Here we go. Without further ado. Oh, I got that zoomed out too much. Here we go. Another rocket for you guys. Man, I hope you like it. It's going to be sparkly. Yes! I did it again. Right before your eyes. I think I built that rocket in 5 minutes. Yes, Richard did. Richard is psyched. Even my fails are going to be good. Thank you, SGA Pyro. I love that titanium, sponge titanium pyro. Let me show you what it is. this stuff right here. Well, let me switch the front camera. That sponge titanium is really what does the trick, really gives the sparks. And if you guys want to know where to buy your chemicals, I buy my stuff either at a website called Skylighters or Firework Cookbook. Either one. I like the cookbook better. Their prices are cheaper. That's where, there's the logo right there. Firework. Wait till that comes. Firework Cookbook. Their chemicals are relatively cheap. You don't need any special license or anything. Only thing is, if you had to buy potassium perchlorate and dark germanium aluminum on the same order, they'll shoot you down because they'll know that you're making flash powder. And you could split the orders up, but if you're a brand newbie and you try to get them two chemicals, they're going to know you're making flash powder and they might shoot you down. Flash powder is what makes the loud booms, as you all know from prior live streams. Okay. Well, this was my plan, you guys. I already have one wheel. Well, let me switch cameras again. I already have one wheel, but I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit darker. So let's just screw this on to its thing. I'm going to just screw this on. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And then we'll come back out as soon as it gets a little bit darker, and we'll light this guy off. Maybe if enough people join the little, I think that's it. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Okay. See, I told you I'd try to come prepared today, man. So I didn't have to make you guys wait too long. I need 3 hands to do this. Where's my third hand at? Okay, looking good, man. Looking good. It's looking good. Okay, that's good. I'm live streaming, hon. We got visitors coming around this weekend, you guys. I'm going to blow them up. I don't think they know I make fireworks. Coming up from Philadelphia. I'm going to blow their mind. They're going to say, your friend's nuts. They're going to tell my friend that I'm nuts. Because nobody makes fireworks. Okay, so that one's mounted. Okay, you guys will see that? Fantastic. Okay, and I'm going to mount something there, and mount something there, and mount something there. So, but, okay, let's move forward. Moving right along. The flash powder, illegal if you never leave your property. There's funny things about flash powder. That's a good question. If you don't make large quantities and you don't do stupid things with it, it's legal. But if you make large quantities and you make bombs, something that could like blow up a car or something, yes, then it's illegal. It's funny. That's a little funny. But technically, you're allowed to make flash powder. There's nobody. People are allowed to make fireworks and shoot them off on their own properties. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. It only becomes illegal when you start selling them. When you start selling them and you make a profit, and if you don't have a BTAF license, then it becomes illegal. Also, if you go on somebody else's property or public property, then it's illegal. But as long as you're allowed to make all the fireworks you want and shoot them off on your own property, and you're perfectly within the law. Okay, moving forward. So That was a good question. And listen, Pitbull, I don't mind answering questions. You guys have any questions about pyro, I'll be glad to answer. You know, the way I make my black powder, 75% potassium nitrate, 15% charcoal, and 10% sulfur. I spin them in the ball mills. Those are modified rock tumblers. And that's how I make the black powder to begin with. Because if you don't have black powder, you don't have fireworks. You need black powder. You just need it. I mean, period. You can make whistle fuels and other type of fuels, but 90% of all fireworks is black powder. Even your stars, and it all starts out with black powder. Okay, so let's make another wheel. So what this is here, now I'm going to flip the camera around. What's going on here is that's just the lid of a paint can. And I'm going to glue a couple drivers to it. And we're going to set this off, man. We'll set it off. So let's do that. Let's turn on the glue gun. Yep, orange light. It's on. That'll take a couple minutes. Let's pick out a couple drivers. Let's pick out sponge, titanium, charcoal, and that TI. That's for that's another type of aluminum. So the wheel's going to have 3 different effects on it, is what we're going for here. 3 different effects. So what I need to do is draw out nozzles first. So let's draw, well, that one has a nozzle and a pass fire. This one already has a nozzle drilled and it has a pass fire hole. So, and what I mean by that is you light it here. As the fuel burns and as the motor finishes, it'll pass fire from that pass fire hole to the next driver. So I'll stick a fuse in here and run the fuse to the next driver. And I'll say it again as I'm doing it. So let me see what I got going here. I got several drivers. We're going to do several things tonight, but okay, moving right along. That's done. So I'm going to drill out a nozzle and a pass fire hole for this guy. So here we go. Can you see? Can you hear me now? No, wrong. Whoops. I think I did have it. Hi. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're going to drill out a nozzle. See how that's white? When I start hitting the black, I know I hit the fuel. Okay, I hit the fuel. Sometimes I like to get a small drill bit, something a little bit smaller like this, and just to double make sure. I want to be damn sure that I'm into the fuel, and I am. So let's make another pass fire hole. That's a big pass fire hole. Use the small bit to make sure I'm into the fuel. Okay. So now I got to do one more. Got 1, 2. Titanium, sponge, and charcoal. So here we go. And this one here doesn't have to have a pass fire hole because it's the last driver. So I don't need a pass fire hole. And you could leave the tape on, you could take it off, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to take it off to show you. How's that kitty litter. That's that kitty litter all packed in there real hard. Just going to make sure I'm into the fuel. I am. Okay. So now we'll start we'll start gluing these things on. Can you guys see that? Is that, make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, very good. So I want this to turn this way. Doesn't matter, it can turn either way, but what does matter is you probably want to make all the motors facing the same way. Okay, so that's kind of important. So let's start gluing these drivers on. Little dab will do you. I don't know if the glue gun's hot enough yet. Might need another minute. The glue gun may not. Sometimes they clog too. Nah, that looks hot enough. Okay, so here we go. Let me wipe off that old glue. All right. Wouldn't you know it? Okay, I'm having difficulty here, so I'm going to do it this way. I'll put some glue down here. There we go. All right. And then do that like that. What's good about glue guns is they harden up right away. I'll put tape on them too to secure it with tape also, not just the glue, but the tape. So I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking as I do it. I'm not satisfied with that. I want some more. Oh, there we. Now the glue gun's working better. There must have been a clog in there. That must have been the problem. So we're going to let this set. It takes about a minute or so. We'll let that. When that glue turns, it's clear now. When the hot glue is still clear, that means it's still way hot. And then when it turns foggy, that means it's starting to cool down and starting to solidify. But it's still way hot right now. Okay. So we got one driver on. And the thrust is going this way. So that means I want to put the next driver with the thrust going the same. In other words, the thrust is going this way. Right and left are opposite when the camera's like that. So I can't say right or left. But the whole idea here is I am putting the drivers so it pushes the wheel the same direction. So this has got to be the last driver since there's no pass fire hole. There's no pass fire hole in that. So that's got to be the last driver. So we'll put another driver here. I try to space them out evenly. That's usually a good idea. Space your drivers out evenly. Oh, good. Yeah, the glue gun's working much better now. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So the wheel's going to be turning this way. So I'm going to put one more driver here. So the nozzle has to be facing this way in order. I might move one of these drivers. That's one thing good about glue guns. If you make a mistake, you could just take it out and do it again. Because I think I might do that. But I'll tell you what I'm doing as I do it. I want this to be perfect for you guys. So I'll put this one here. I'm gonna relocate that one. I'm gonna put it a little bit more this way, that way. Just waiting for that glue to set up. Yeah, I'm relocating this guy. No biggie. No biggie whatsoever. Actually gives me more surface area to stick to. Okay, yeah, I want to put this driver more. First, I'll just get rid of some of this old stuff. Okay, I'm going to make sure, again, we want the wheel to go this way, so the nozzle has to be here. Double checking I did all my work right. Okay, here we go again. Okay, I want the nozzle this way. Yeah, I like that better. The reason why I like that better is because the drivers are evenly around the wheel. That's what I'm shooting for. They can be a little off kilter, but the better balance you got going, the better you have, the more success you're going to have. Hey, Jeff, yo, I'm making more fireworks, my man. If you hang around till the end of the stream, I got a ton I'm going to be setting up. Well, not a ton, but a lot more than the last time. I just showed these guys how to make a wheel. I made a tourbillon. Even if this fails, Jeff, it'll be spectacular. Because even when fireworks fail, they're still spectacular. I'm going to make a couple Saxons. That's what they are. Saxons are other spinning fireworks. Here's another tourbillon I'm going to light off tonight. That's a smaller tourbillon. Tourbillons spin, and they shoot up in the air at the same time. These are mines. They're going to shoot stars up into the air. And let me show you what I already got set up out here. I already got one pinwheel already mounted. So I'm just waiting for it to get a little darker, man. I missed you yesterday. It's all right, man. I'm going to be doing this every day, or, not every day, but I'll be doing it a lot. So let's do something, man. Let's sprinkle some powder down and light some powder off while we're waiting for that glue to cool. Let's just sprinkle a little powder, some homemade powder on these rocks. And light off some homemade powder, just for the fun of it. Just for giggles, right? Just for the giggle part of it. Let's cut a couple fuses real quick. While that glue's cooling. And we'll set off some powder. Whoops, gotta fix the camera. All right, is that right? I don't know if that's right or not. Nope, hang on a second, you guys. There we go. Gonna cut some fuse. Yes, that's better. Cut a couple pieces of fuse, and we'll just light off some more powder while the hot glue's drying. Cooling off. So, got my lighter. Here we go. Put the fuse right there. Put a rock on it so it doesn't go anywhere. Put the fuse right there. Put a rock on it. And let's watch Richard's powder light. Uh-oh, I can't find my lighter. Where the heck? I think I feel it. This is not good. Oh, there it goes. Jason Killer. We're lighting off homemade black powder, Jason. We're playing with black kids and their toys. Whee! That had the titanium in it, that one. Whee! A little bit of black powder, titanium mixed in. Whee! Okay, man. Let's, the glue's probably starting. Let me put the lighter in my pocket. Switch cameras. Let me organize myself so I don't get totally lost. I like to keep everything in one place. We'll keep all the drivers here. And I want to set this a little, I want to reinforce these drivers a little better. Because if I don't reinforce them better, there's a possibility they'll fly off. Actually, they look pretty good. A little more on this one, on that bottom one. A little more down here on this one. Can you guys see that? Let me see. Yes, you can see it. So I'm putting a little more glue here, you guys. There. Now that ain't going nowhere, man. Once that glue sets. That's one thing great about hot glue guns, because back in the day, you would have to use regular glue that dries, takes forever to dry. And this way, you could do it right away. All right, so here's another idea I had. I'm going to put one driver here and one driver here, and we'll make another spinner. And we could either have it spin the same way or change and spin opposite. So I think I'm gonna have it spin the same way, and I'm gonna have both drivers light simultaneously. So that means I shouldn't have turned my glue gun off. Okay, so that means this is what I want to do over here. I want to set one driver like so. Okay. I'm trying to do this. And also so you guys can see. Can you see? Looks like you can see. This glue gun stinks. Okay. So, ouch. One driver there. Boy, that glue's hot. It's burning my hand. So, in the end, what I'm going to try to get going here is I'm going to put a driver on the other side, and we're going to make another spinner. So, I didn't drill that nozzle out yet, but I could do that. I'll drill this one out while we're waiting for that to harden. Let me just set this like that. Not a heck of it. Hopefully it won't stick to the table. I'm going to drill out a nozzle. Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to drill out a nozzle and a pass fire hole. This will be the nozzle. And this will be the pass fire hole. And I'm going to twist it out a little more by hand. Really, the safe way to do this, you should always do this by hand, but I'm rushed. I'm giving you guys a bad example. Because friction could set these off, so. But you guys won't feel it from where you're at. Only I'll feel it. All right. So here's the deal, man. I'm going to glue this. Going to glue this motor on to the other end of this thingy-majiggy here. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. Now I'm going to drill out that nozzle real quick. Let's drill out. Any questions? I see hearts popping up. Kaylee's pushing up hearts. Mo, Pork, Stale Shady. Hi, my name is Stale Shady. I do that all the time when I open up some of my lives. Kaylee's talking. Can you please tell me before I go because I'm going to leave. I want to play a game. Yes. Bye-bye, Kaylee. I know you're young, and fireworks are probably boring to you. But I'll be on like another hour or so. So if you feel like checking back in. Thank you, hon, with all your heart emojis. But Richard is having fun. Bye-bye. Have a great day. So I'm gonna drill out another nozzle. Gonna do a little hand twisty here. Make sure I'm into the fuel. I know I'm into the fuel because I could just, from all my experience, I know when it has like a scratchy feel to it. So I know I'm into the fuel. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do. What are we going to do? I forget. Okay. So there's the nozzle. So this thing's going to spin this way. So that means I got to put this nozzle opposite, like that. Is that right? That is correct. One nozzle here, one nozzle here. And to me, this is counterclockwise, but to you guys, that's probably clockwise because the phone's backwards. I learned that by watching one of my streams. I was saying left hand, right hand, counterclockwise, and everything's backwards when you use the front camera. Well, anyway, so I'm going to glue this driver on now as I bore you guys to death. Sorry. I know I could be boring when I ramble on. So here we go, another driver. Gonna make sure that they're nice and even and flush. So I'm satisfied with that. Richard is satisfied with that. Okay, so while this glue is hardening up, I'm gonna fuse the pinwheel. We're gonna put some fuse in that baby. So I could turn the glue gun off now. And I'll show you how I fuse the pinwheel. And look, I got more drivers to play with tonight. Yay! We're going to have fun. Okay, so this is where my head's at. I'm going to probably start on this motor. The fire's going to pass from this hole, then that'll be the second motor. Then the fire's going to pass from this hole, and that'll be the last and final motor. So what I need to do is put quick match between the pass fires and the nozzles. I'll explain as I go along. So the white fuse here is quick match. It's instant, super, super fast, way fast. I'm going to try to do this once, but knowing me, I do things right because I do things twice. That's what my boss always used to tell me. But I'm going to try to do this once. I eyeballed the measurement. Can you see what I'm doing? I always cut the fuse diagonally. Gives it more surface area. There we go. I'm satisfied with that. And I'm satisfied with that. Yes, sirree. Okay. And then I'm going to put another quick match from this pass fire hole to the beginning nozzle of that. So that's what's going on right now. Do this again. Do it again. Okay. So first we'll put it in the pass fire. And then into the nozzle. I like that one even better. I'm going to shorten this one up a little. See, I told you I was going to do it twice. I do it right because I do it twice. So I'll explain what I'm doing again. We're going from the pass fire, the back of one driver. That's called the pass fire hole. To the nozzle of another driver. Okay? So that's done. Now all I have to do now is put a more delayed type of fuse, this green fuse in here. But I want to protect these fuses first. And the reason why you protect your fuses is because you don't want pre-ignition from sparks shooting off one of the other drivers. So I'm going to put tape around them and protect them. And that's what I'm doing now. And some people say, oh, the tape's going to mess it up. The tape can't possibly mess it up. That's going to burn no matter what. There's nothing in the world that's going to stop these fuses from burning. I heard some people say, oh, the tape's going to mess it up, and that's impossible. The tape's not going to mess it up. We're just protecting the fuse from sparks from the other drivers. That's what we're doing here. We're protecting the fuse from sparks from other drivers. I'm trying to hurry so you guys aren't too bored, but I also, at the same time, I want to do it right. So bear with me, you guys. I'm trying to hurry for you all, but because I know your time's valuable. I know my time's valuable. Okay? But I got to protect this fuse. It's a must. It's a must. I must increase my bust. The bigger, the better, the tighter, the sweater, we must. Ooh, that fuse almost pulled out. Always check to make sure when you're working that you don't pull your goodies out. So there, that's taped in good now. And so far so good. This is pretty well protected. Okay, I'm not satisfied with that. I want to protect that a little better. There we go. And again, the tape might look sloppy, but it's not going to hurt the firework. The firework's still going to go. Nothing going to stop this baby from firing. It's going. Unless it's a dud, of course. So I'm going to protect this a little better. Okay, it's almost done. Got a little bit more here I want to protect. A little bit on the top or bottom, depends how you look at it. All right, now that's protected. And I'm going to put the time fuse in, mounter. So I'm looking for my time fuse, which is the green fuse right here. This is called Visco, in case you guys want to learn. This is called Visco fuse. I'm going to cut a little piece of Visco. It's waterproof, actually. This will burn underwater, this fuse. Ain't that cool? And I'll put that into the front of the driver. I'll put a piece of tape on there to hold it. Tape. Okay. Put a little piece of tape on there. Hold it in there. Now this wheel's done. So I'm going to mount this wheel onto its thing, onto like a stand. We'll call it a stand. So Richard's going to mount this wheel onto its stand. Great Funny says, Mo Poke. Screwdriver I need. I had a screwdriver. There it goes. Oops. Is that the front camera? Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm going to mount this guy onto its stand. I got to take my glasses off because my glasses are only good for up close. Okay, so I'm going to mount this guy there. Let me put the phone down. Yep, looks like you guys can see. So we're going to mount this guy. Richard. You can do it, Richard. You can do it. All right. So this guy's going to be mounted in a moment. All right. So now we have 2 wheels mounted. 1, 2. I'm going to put that one that I started here. Okay. Go back to that. Mo Poke. Great funny one. Mo Poke. Okay. So now let me put my screwdriver back where I normally always keep them. Because if I start dropping my tools everywhere, then I forget where I put them. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Can you see? Yes, that's right in plain view. Put my screwdriver back. So what we did is we mounted 2 drivers on this thing, and this is going to be another spinning device. So I'm going to put quick match in that pass fire hole to this driver hole. More quick match. So from the pass fire to that. Okay. Hopefully I won't do this twice. Try to do this once. So into the driver, into the pass fire. Tape them up nice and secure. Tape's another thing you need. If you don't have tape, then your fireworking is going to be a difficult endeavor. So I'm going to tape that one. Going to protect everything. Okay. And remember, we got to protect this. Got to protect this part of it. Just a little bit more to go. Can you guys see? Yes, you can see. Okay, a little bit more to protect it. Okay. So now this quick match is protected. And I'll put a time fuse in the first nozzle, which would be right here. Where's my green Visco? Visco, this is called. Waterproof Visco fuse. Cut it on an angle. More surface area. Put it in the nozzle. I want to drill that out a little bit more of a small bit. I'm not quite satisfied with that. So I'm going to stick a small bit in here. I want to be able to feel that powder scratch it. Yes, I'm into it. Okay, I'm satisfied with that now. Put that in there. A little bit of tapey tape. Okay. So that should stay. And now I'm going to mount this here. I think I even have my Allen key because I need an Allen key for this one. Okay. I told you I tried to be prepared tonight. All right, I'm going to mount this one. Let's switch cameras so you guys can see what I'm doing. Where the heck was I going to mount this one? I was going to mount it on that one, right? Okay. Make sure you guys can see. Bear with me. I'm trying to. This is a tripod I'm trying to set up here for you all. There we go. Looks like I got it. Okay. So, this is worth mentioning. You should always put a washer here. If you don't put a washer, sometimes these that'll get stuck. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes it can. So you should put a washer there. Okay, man. I say we light one of them at least. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. There's only 3 of us watching. Let's, I don't know. Let's see what's going on inside in another minute here. Let's see what's going on. This is called, where are we at? This is called a Saxon. And the way this works is it's only one tube, but first the fuel burns, the time fuse burns down to there, and then this fuel will burn first and it'll spin this way. And when that fuel's done burning, here's the pass fire hole. It's a little different. It's on the side of the tube this time. Then it'll pass fire to here, and then it'll spin the opposite way. I'll say that again. There's the first thrust hole, so it'll spin that way, pass fire to here, and then it'll spin the opposite way. So let's mount this guy up, right? Let's mount this guy up. I should be able to push this right in, with any luck. Bink. And bink. I'm going to have to put the phone down a second. I need 2 hands for this, you guys. Richard needs 2 hands. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we got another one set up. So we're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. Can't wait till it gets dark. I can't wait. Tourbillon, that's going to be a great fail, this one. But even fails are spectacular. Here's a big tourbillon. That's going to be an even bigger fail. And the reason I say that is because I really rushed everything. Whoops. That's not mounted on the way 100% the way it should be. And the reason why I got the paint stick, it doesn't act like wings. It's just the centrifugal, the way it whips around, steadies it. What's that called? Gyroscopical stabilization. Yeah, I think I graduated 2nd grade. Gyroscopical stabilization is what we're shooting for, these tourbillons. And there's another Saxon. I have more faith in this one. I took my time on that one. So the one that's going to fail will do first. And here's a rocket with a bang in it. Ooh, here's a rocket, but I gotta do this rocket last, the one with a bang. I put a header in this rocket, meaning after the pass fire hole, I stuck some flash powder in there. So this one's going to explode, and I'm going to get yelled at. My dog's going to crawl under the bed. So I'll do that one last. And what else? Want to light off a volcano? Let's light off a volcano while we wait. Let's do that. I got to find my volcano. Here it is. While we're waiting for it to get dark, let's shoot off a volcano. All right? So what we do with volcanoes is we're going to need... I'll show you what we're going to need. Can you see the volcano? Let me get my chemical. Volcanoes take ammonium. Oh, that's going to be backwards. The letters are backwards, but this is ammonium dichromate. This is what the volcanoes use. So let's put some ammonium dichromate in here. And we'll be shooting off volcanoes in a moment. What's cool about volcanoes is you don't have to mix anything. You buy the chemical as it is, and that's good enough. And again, you can get all these chemicals at that fireworks cookbook place or Skylighters. And if you really want to learn how to build fireworks, because I'm a lousy teacher, this guy Ned Gorski on fireworking.com, he's a real teacher. He shows you the safe way. That's who I learned off of. He shows you the right way to do it so nobody blows their fingers off. All right, let's light a volcano. So, volcano coming up. So I'm gonna have to light like a stick or something. A fuse might do it, but I'll try a little piece of fuse, but sometimes you need a little bit more oomph in a fuse. I'll try a piece of fuse, but I may not do it. But we'll try it. Put the camera forward. Shove a little fuse in there. Fuse may not do it, but we'll see. It may or may not. Oh, it looks like it got it. Yay, volcano! Look, lava's coming out. Looks like a real volcano, don't it? Whee! All right. Let's light one of them. Green one says, funny one thing, can you give a shout out to kid in my school that died at a bad car accident? I certainly will. He was in 5th grade and hard of hearing. His name was Jace. Well, okay. That is definitely a worthwhile cause. Jace, I'm very sorry. Our Father, who art in heaven, please help Jace go to the right place. Welcome Jason to your wonderful pearly gates. I'm sorry your friend met his end. That's terrible, man. I hope they can hear my prayers. All right, let's try lighting this thing off. So even if this fails, it'll be spectacular. This should spin around now. Remember, we just built this thing. Oh, I got to flip the camera. There we go. Spin around, baby, spin. And that's why you have to protect the fuse. And be careful where you light these things at. Hey, that was pretty cool, right, man? I did that right in front of your eyes. You guys got to see how I made that. I don't know what that's called. SGA. What do we call them things, SGA? Is that a pinwheel? I just call it some sort of spinner. Look, it's still sparking. I don't know what it's called. I just call it a spinner. So I got 2 more, but I want to wait till it gets dark, SGA. And Pitbull. Yo, yo, yo. Pitbull. Yo. How the heck are you guys tonight, man? Yo, yo, yo. Thank you. Pitbull saying good job, man. And SGA said that was cool. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's whip out another rocket real quick. That's a good idea. Let's build another rocket because I'm waiting for it to get a little darker. Wait a minute. Let's try a tourbillon. I don't know. This might fail. And some of my fails blow up. But let's try it. Let's try it. I might get yelled at. What happens here is, I'm going to explain it to you before I light it. So you know what's supposed to happen, even though it probably won't happen. So what's supposed to happen here is fire is going to go to all this quick match, and there's 4 vent holes that are going to light simultaneously. 2 are going to spin it, the other 2 are going to thrust it up in the air. So if this works, it'll be a miracle, all right? I didn't have the right tools for this, and I need to practice at these kind of things. But I'm going to do it anyway, you guys. So here we go. Put the camera forward, and hopefully this will work. Up in the air is supposed to go. It's supposed to spin and go up in the air. 4 vent holes are supposed to go off at once. Oh my God, it worked. Richard did it. It just came back down. Hey man, all them years of practice paid off. Yes, it worked, SGA. Fails are cool, but it worked. Yay! Yay! I got that big tourbillon. I'm gonna have to take that one down the lake. That big one. So let's build another rocket. Okay. Let's build another rocket. Right camera, correct camera. Okay. I say we build another rocket. I already have fuel mixed up. Right here is fuel. So now I need a tube. Okay, you guys. This is a larger tube. I just got this tool. It's slightly larger in diameter. It's actually just an aluminum rod. It's not a tool. And that's all this is. This is an aluminum rod. So, all right, let's make another rocket. Enough of the babble. Richard babbles enough. We're here to make fireworks and not to babble. But I lost my tape, you guys. Oh, there it goes. So again, we have to tape off one end of the tube, like so. And then we put in kitty litter. Kitty litter. I'm looking for my spoon. Oops. And this is how we make the nozzle. Slightly larger rocket this time around. Looking for my mallet. You guys see my mallet? Oh, there it goes. Put it back. Can you see that? Okay, we can see it. Okay. Start adding fuel, man. We're gonna start adding fuel, baby. I'm looking at this other fuel. This stuff's too slow. This fuel I'm looking at, this is for drivers. Yeah, this is the fuel in these tubs here. They're meant for drivers and not for rockets. It's slower burning fuel. This is straight up black powder I'm using right here. Straight up black powder. Put a little more. Okay. Can you see? Yes, you can see. Again, we have to do it in increments. You can't do it all at once or it won't work. I know I repeat myself, but anybody tuned in new will wonder why I'm doing it's taking so long. Can you see what I'm doing? Is that still in the view with the camera? Yeah, it looks like it is. I am doing, these increments are a little big. I'm setting myself up for a fail. My increments should be a little smaller, but I'm trying to rush this for you guys. Razor blade fell into the black powder. One or two more increments. I'll put a bulkhead on there and we'll shoot off another rocket. Fastest rocket in the West. All right, put a bulkhead on there. A little bit more kitty litter. Form that bulkhead. Kitty litter. Pour it in the tube. Let's make the bulkhead. It's important that I get this right. So I'm sort of taking my time here. I can feel it going in. I can feel the clay compressing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to feel it. All right, put the hammer back. Hammer time. Put some of this stuff away. Put my tool, clay back, tape where it's supposed to be. My tools, my drill bits. Razor blade up here. Let's drill out another nozzle. I don't like this drill bit. I'm changing drill bits, you guys. I got to. I don't like, even though those last rockets flew, the nozzles are, they're not quite ready. So I'm putting another drill bit in there. Oops. I do it right because I do it twice. All right, another drill bit. Here we go. Yeah, that feels a little better. I got to get new bits. All my bits are dull. I sharpen my bits, but little bits are hard to sharpen. I'm good at sharpening larger bits, but these little bits, come on. That's good. And that's a little wobbly too. All right, drilling out the nozzle. Okay, I'm gonna add a stick to it. You don't have to take this tape off, but I did it anyway. Now, if I wanted to add a report to this or a header, I would drill a pass fire hole and add. I'll put a star in there. Put a star in there. Why not? I'll put a star on there. Okay, I'll just put a star in there and put tape over it. I forget what I do with my stars. There we go. Some stars. Put a couple. I can only fit 1 star in there. Yeah, just 1 star. Better than nothing, right? Put a little piece of tape over it. So we got a star for a header. I'll tape a stick to it and we'll set her off, man. Boy, that's half-ass. I'm rushing. I shouldn't be rushing. All right, I'm looking for a stick. Again, and that's a little too flimsy, maybe. I don't know. That might work. Nah, I ain't taking a chance. There we go. Again, I get my sticks from the lake. This is that cattail that grows wild. Cattail grow in any swampy areas. The reason why I choose the cattail is because it's super light. And it's most of all because it's straight. That's why I choose the cattail. Okay, let's put a fuse in there. The green visco fuse, right? Yep, still. You guys can still see me. Cut it on an angle. Put the fuse in. Little piece of tape to hold it in. Little piece of tape. And here we go, you guys. Another rocket for you all. The other night I was streaming, man, I had a lot of people watching. When I got done and I clicked to see how many people watched, there was 4,000. But it seems like tonight I only got a couple. But that's all right. I'm getting practice. I'm getting practice. Practice makes perfect. That'll shoot up into the trees. I don't want that. There we go. And that'll shoot on my neighbor's lawn. I don't want that neither. There. That looks a little better. Front camera. Okay. It's getting dark too, man. You know what that means. Let's go. Ah, bummer. I didn't pack it good enough. It went up a little bit, but that Kato'd. That's called a Kato. That was a malfunction. But what are you going to do? Can't win them all. All right. So let's do a pinwheel. Okay, it's starting to get dark, right? Why not? Well, I think I turned the light on somehow. How do I turn that light off? There we go. Light's off. Okay, here comes a pinwheel. Hopefully this will work right. Let me back up a little bit. That's a different kind of fuel. That's the antimony trisulfide. I could tell by the way that, and the last one should be orange, and that's charcoal. So that was 3 different types of fuels, you guys. 3 different types of fuels. Okay, let's do the other one. Why not? Let's do the other one. This is 3 different types of fuels too. I'll try to name them as they go. That's the antimony trisulfide. That's the charcoal. And that's the titanium. Yay! Yay! All right, man. Guys having fun yet? I didn't get yelled at for that last Cato. Catastrophe upon takeoff. I didn't get yelled at. So let's try a Saxon. This is called a Saxon. If this works, this would be a miracle. Because it's hard to make Saxons with these little tiny tubes. Saxons need to be bigger. But this is another type of spinning firework. I stuck that on a ladder. This is another type of spin, and I'll explain this to you. The first burn spins it one way, then it passes fire to the next burn, and it should spin the opposite way if this works right. So it should spin one way. When the fuel's done burning, it'll spin the opposite way. I didn't mount it good enough. So it kind of acted like a rocket. But it was still cool, wasn't it? Okay. That's what happens when you don't mount them good. They shoot off the thing. And they fly around. So what should I fail at next? I don't know what I should do. Everything else here makes noise, you guys. All the rest of this stuff makes noise. And that means Richard gets yelled at. All right. Oh boy, I don't know what I should do. I could take it down the lake, but then I lose signal. Then I'll lose the reception. This is what's got to happen. I'm going to take these goodies down the lake. And we're going to lose reception for a minute. But once I walk away and my router drops off, then my phone data will pick up. Pitbull or SGA or More Pork, one of you guys. After I drop off, I'll ask, am I back on yet? I'll say, can you hear me? Can you hear me yet? Like that guy on that commercial. And then once I get a yes from one of you guys, then I'll continue. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my mines down the lake, and I'm going to take my rocket. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take the large tourbillon. I'm going to take that rocket with a header, a couple of these mines, and then we're going to light them off. But again, I'm going to drop off when I step away from my router. And I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to say, am I back on? Is the reception good? Is the reception good? And if I don't hear from you, I might bag it and come back here. We'll see. We'll play it by ear, all right? So I'm going to walk down the lake, taking my devices. We're going to go down the lake. Now remember, I'm going to drop off. I got to grab my mortar. I need 3 hands to do this. All right. I'm going to put the front camera on. Now remember, I'm going to drop off when I step away from this router. And then it'll have to pick up. Roger that. Okay, good. Roger that, man. That means you guys heard me. So I'm probably going to start dropping off any second. Let me show you the lake at least before I drop off. There's the lake. So I'm going to drop off. I probably dropped off already. So you guys, I'll start asking if I'm still here. And you guys. Still there. Good. I won't continue till I see a thumbs up. Oh, I just dropped off. I'm dropping off, you guys. My back? I'll have to wait a minute. One more time. Somebody tell me they can see me or not. I noticed that my phone said that I had to reconnect. I'm not hearing from you guys. Not hearing. Let me walk around the lake. I'm waiting for. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Nobody's here, so I won't get yelled at. Here's the rocket with the header. So this is going to make a boom. I'd like to see that go. There we go. So this is going to make a boom. It's like I dropped. I'm going to grab a board. In order for that tourbillon, in order for that thing with the paint stick on it, I have to grab something. I got to grab a board. You're lagging so much. Okay, let me get further away from the house then. Thanks for telling me, Kay. If I get further away from the house, my cellular data should pick up. I'm hoping that my cellular data picked up. Kaylee. Am I still lagging? Is this still not good, you guys? Okay, so she just farted, so that tells me that we're still here. Okay, this is going to make noise, this one here. This one's going to make noise, and it's going to shoot blue stars into the air. I would like to hear one more, you're good, one more time from one of you guys. But you're kind, you are kind of, but like not really. So in other words, I'm kind of half and half. I'll wait another 30 seconds and wait for the cellular data to kick back in. A lot better now. Okay, good. So this will be blue stars. This is going to be a mine. Remember I put like a couple teaspoons of black powder in that tube, and then I put a couple stars on top. So this is going to be a mine. We're going to shoot blue stars into the air. Blue stars in the air coming up. See the blue stars? Pretty cool, right? I hope you guys might have saw that. I got one more mine. Oh, good, you saw it. One more mine. Whoops, here it goes. More blue stars, you guys, more blue stars. More blue stars. All right. Let me clean up a little bit, all right? Now for the tourbillon. This is going to be a major. I should grab a board. I'm going to grab a piece of wood, you guys. I'm going to leave the phone here. I'm going to grab a piece of wood because that thing needs a flat surface. That tourbillon needs a flat surface or it definitely won't work. So I'm going to grab a piece of wood, okay, you guys? I'll be right back. I'm live streaming, just so you know. You don't want to be seen. I'm doing pretty good. I got my fans watching me shoot off fireworks. Joe, this might